Yes, yeah, look, with Son of Raj and with Armagam, they have opened so many new doors and shown me a part of racing that I never knew existed. I mean, going up to Joburg for these awards, winning these Grade 1 races, meeting so many different people in the industry, so many good people. I've never met. Okay, I know there will be negativity,
Sure.
but I haven't come across any negative aura thus far with regards to my horse.
Welcome to another edition of In the Box Seat on a very, very chilly and damp morning at Summerfeld. I'm going to go straight to our guest who we've had before. We've had a guest, this charming gentleman before. His name is Mr Chetty, but there's a very special reason as to why we have him for part 2 on the podcast. Stephen, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Thanks, Warren. Thanks for having me again.
No problem, and you're an old hat at this now. You know how to do the podcast, you know how to do winning interviews, and you're growing in confidence because you're talking behind the microphone fairly often, which is a beautiful thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, Bushi, how are you?
I'm here.
You just trying to check up on your holidays, on your holiday schedule. Yeah, you've just come from the bush, or you're going to the bush, or what's happening?
No, we're going soon.
You're going soon. So after Seychelles, you've stayed at home for a little while.
A little while. Yeah.
It's -8 here. Okay, it's not exactly -8, but it feels like it's -8. And you're here with no shoes and no jersey. You're not cold.
Well, you blokes in Durban, you just see a cloud and you've got to get dressed up like you Eskimos, right?
Talking about dressed up.
Yeah, we've got to see you bloody scaled another.
Yeah. The sponsored range is getting bigger and bigger. We thank our.
How big is your cupboard?
Well, we're actually having to move home soon because we have to find another venue to live in, and I'm going to have to make sure it's got more cupboards for all the sponsored
make
jackets.
Sure it's got 5 bedrooms. Yeah.
And 10 cupboards. But to our sponsors, Score 6 and Score 10, and Tab Gold and Soccer 10, and all those lovely soccer bets that support us, we thank them. And yeah, quite right. We had it's the KZN Breeders Golf Day today, the day that we're recording this podcast. So by the time you watch this, it'll be done and dusted. But of course, it's the KZN Breeders Race Day, the weekend before the Hollywood Bets Durban July. And I was out at all the stud farms yesterday.
Is that why you didn't do any work?
That's why I didn't do any work. I was at the stud farms doing interviews and meeting all the different farms and the different breeders. And I was very kindly given a Bloom Hill stud jacket, which is keeping me nice and cozy this morning.
I'm so glad.
KZN sales as well, which we'll talk about just now. Lots of action happening at this time of the year. But it's now time to focus again on Stephen. We're not going to ask him about how he started his racing, etc., because we've done all that in the first podcast. And if you want to watch that again, you go into Google search and you type in the Box Seat podcast, Stephen Chetty, and up it will come. Stephen, when we last spoke, there was a particular horse called Son of Raj, which you told us all about. And you had just won a maiden at that stage.
Yes, that's correct.
And that was about how many months ago?
Oh, that was about 7-8 months ago.
7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
And since then, it's just gone out of control, but out of control in such an awesome way.
Absolutely, Warren. Yeah, I can't explain how much out of control it's gone. When we did that podcast, I would have never imagined that I'll be sitting here about 7 months later, and that same horse, that maiden horse, would be actually a guaranteed entry into the July. So it's just phenomenal. We went from just strength to strength. Yeah.
Let's go to the first Group 1 win, of course, the SA Derby at Turffontein, Son of Raj, trained by Weiho Marwing. Let's go and tell us from the build up to that race. Obviously, Weiho was happy with the horse, and how confident, because we know in racing, you can be confident and think your horse will win, and sometimes they don't win. I mean, it's racing, it's not an exact science. But how confident was he into the build-up and the lead-up into that race?
Yeah, look, the Derby was obviously the final winning straw to get us into the July. But moving Son of Raj up to Weiho was a challenging decision. Because of the galloping track and Weiho being good with stayers, I've decided to move him up, and his success with Armagam. Yeah, and when his first race up at the Highveld, he won it. He beat Celestial City, which is that 7 million rand horse. So just then we stood back and took notice of it. We thought he ran a terrible race here at Scottsville, so we thought, no, that's the end of the road. It's just an average type of horse. Obviously, then beating Celestial City, we said, okay, that could have been a fluke. And then we went into the Derby trial, and then we saw a different horse altogether. And look, Weiho was quietly confident in the Derby trial. It was a very challenging, strong race. So, I went up for that race, and Weiho is not the type of person that gives you all the confidence in the world. He keeps his cards very close to his
He's always
chest.
going to make an excuse somewhere.
Yeah, but the fashion in which he won that race with Keegan DeMello on board suggested, look, we could have something here. And then we went into the Derby itself.
Yeah, it's not often that a horse wins the Derby trial and then goes on to win the Derby. The Derby
That's
trial
a good
often
point.
is often a sort of a, I don't know, it's an average sort of a handicap, and there's a lot of
Yes.
sort of just try our luck there.
Yes, I think David Thistleton in the Sporting Post wrote that there was just one other horse that actually won the Derby trial and the Derby.
Yeah, that is it's
It's
an
not
interesting
often,
point. It's not often, quite right. And as you're saying now, it's just the one other horse.
Yes.
Now there's two, and
now there's
you're
two.
the owner of it. So
Yes.
it's a lovely achievement. And I mean, as we discuss, as we talk through the podcast, there'll be so many. We'll recognise and talk about so many achievements and so many statistics. I mean, that alone now, if you're the second horse to have won just the trial and the Derby itself, that's also a feather in your cap, a lovely achievement on your CV.
What weight did you carry in the Derby trial?
I think we carried 54. I stand to be corrected.
It's around about there.
You ask us to remember all these things. We can't remember what we had for breakfast. Oh, we haven't had
We haven't
breakfast
had
yet.
breakfast yet.
That's why we can't remember. Okay, so then I was also privileged to be at the races the day of the. I'm sure I was.
Yes,
or
we
my
met at
wife
the
was.
lifts,
That's right.
yeah.
Anyway, we were there for one of the wins.
wins.
Nothing wrong with my memory, John. I mean, Chris. And the big day, you flew up. I mean, how were the nerves in the morning? You're on the aeroplane on the way to Turffontein, on the way to Joburg. How were the nerves?
Yeah, look, we were very nervous because obviously it was a Grade 1 race. It's the first time that we've entered into a Grade 1 race.
So that was your first runner in a Group 1 race.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's another statistic. First runner in a Group 1 race is a winner.
Yes.
Not many people have done that.
Yeah, look, when I chatted to Weiho, I think I phoned him probably every day, asking, trying to dig
Lucky
in.
you can get hold of him.
Trying to just get something out of him to see like whether the horse is actually going to win or not. But look, Weiho is he's an experienced trainer, so he doesn't give much. He makes the horses do the talking on the racetrack.
Yeah, which is sometimes the better way to do it.
Yeah, I think, look, owners maybe get ahead of themselves. But we made it a family trip. It was the holidays, and the entire family ended up going for the race. And it was such a fitting moment because we had actually won. So we had an awesome time.
Where did you watch the race at Turffontein? From the box?
We had a suite there, but we watched it from the grandstand where the owners and trainers. There's funny enough, Turffontein has the separate grandstand that owners and trainers can actually go into. So yeah, we watched it from there, and it was an unbelievable moment.
So, Weiho, top trainer, trained at the highest level, trained Group 1 winners, and he's just Weiho very well too. He's a quiet, maybe a little shy. He knows his business, but he likes to keep it to
I
himself.
know him from Ashburton. At Wiley Hall for the July.
Yes.
And he never let on.
No,
He was just saying, big horse is going well. Big horse is going well.
But that's
Big horse is
and
going well.
that's great.
That was all you
the
could
way
get
it
out
is,
of him.
absolutely. But now you talk about Wiley Hall. Of course, we all know what happened to Wiley. This could be payback time, maybe.
Yeah, look, I think you should get Weiho on the podcast as well, and maybe ask him that. He's probably got some demons to sort out as well.
Well, listen, we don't want glasses thrown at us.
I tell you, I know, and good suggestion. We asked to the team we've mentioned that we'd like to have Blue Mill Stud on our podcast. Weiho Marwing is certainly another one to put on the list, and his son Warwick, if they're keen to come and talk to us.
Well, you can pull teeth easier, I think.
But that day, I remember the day at the July. It was obviously then the Vodacom Durban July, now the Hollywood Bets Durban July. And yeah, he did get very emotional in the winners in the parade ring, and you can't blame him. I mean, your emotions are running so high, your
the
anxiety,
adrenaline is
the
there,
adrenaline. I know when I have 50 rand on a maiden on a Friday at Fairview and it gets beaten, coffee cups go fly. But anyway, that's not that bad. But yeah, so he could have some demons, as you say, to sort out.
I actually spoke to him on when was it? I don't know, Grable the other day, and he obviously watched the podcast I did with Mace.
Yes.
And he said, "Hey, Mace wasn't letting too much out, was he?" I said, "No, I tried to get him to say something, and he said, we'll give him one."
But okay, so back to the day. So that's where you watched the race. Let's start, gates open, the race is on. Of course, you've been in the parade ring and everyone's excited and the adrenaline's pumping and emotions are flying. And so now the race is running, you're on the grandstand. What's going through your mind? Early part of the race. I mean, are you thinking, are you just hoping for a clean run? What's going through your mind when you're on that grandstand with your family?
Yeah, look, Warren, we had a very wide draw. So my biggest concern was when the gates opened is that can Keegan maneuver very easily out of those gates without exerting too much of energy. And I can tell you, Keegan did a sterling job. That wide draw, he made it look so easy. And he played Son of Raj so well. That was the winning ticket to the race. Because of his riding ability and skills, with him placing the horse so well. Obviously, Weiho prepared the horse exceptionally well.
Sure. But everybody could have played their part.
Yeah, so with Keegan placing the horse so well, then I said, yeah, look, now we're in the race, so that's good. We're not last at least. So we now got a chance. But turning for home, when Keegan pressed the button on Son of Raj, just opened a few lengths, and I couldn't believe it was happening. I was really shocked. I mean, I didn't know whether to shout, scream, jump. I was just silent, and I was just too shocked.
And so 300 to go, and I hate Andrew when and everyone's different. So when you watch races, and I've had the privilege of watching races with so many greats and so many celebrities, and they'll tell you a long way out, oh, we can't lose, or we can't win, or it's not going backwards, or the jockey's under pressure. And I don't like to say all those things during a race because things can change. I've watched horses at the 400 that have been under pressure that come through and win on the line. So, I don't really like to say can't lose during the running of a race.
Yes.
Did that thought come to your mind, or did you think at the 3 or 200 or at the 100, okay, this is ours, or we could win it, or do you just sort of wait and hold your breath till the line?
No, Warren, I hold and wait till the line.
Okay.
When the horse passes the line, that's when.
That's when. Yeah, you're a bit like me too. But I mean,
Anything can happen.
but in the straight, you'd obviously you could see. I mean, you've watched races. You could see that you're going sweetly, and it could happen. I mean, you must have got that thought process.
Yes, absolutely. Then I see Billy Bowlegs come flying.
No, you got to be careful with those things. I remember Ernie Duffield with Mowgli at Grable. Mowgli hit the front and he said, "This is going to fall down to lose." And what happened? It fell down.
Oh
A
no!
breathing problem and it
Couldn't breathe. Collapsed. Oh no! Okay, then the horse. Were you, maybe not you, or the family or your supporters, were they cheering? With 150 to go, were they cheering, or was everyone sort of silent and just
Warren,
holding
I'm
their
sure
breath?
they
No, I don't know. We want to know because I know you're a quiet man. I want to know. Was the grandstands erupting?
Yes, look, Warren, I was pleasantly surprised that there was so much of supporters for Son of Raj on that day. And he actually shortened quite drastically in the betting as well. I think he ended up second favorite. But yeah, there was a phenomenal amount of support from the Joburg crowd. I mean, even after the race, there was just good wishes and well wishes. I can tell you, Warren, even this entire journey, all I had was positivity and a positive aura from everyone. Even we went up for the Stayers Award, which he actually won as well. It was, it's so amazing that in the horse racing industry, there's so much of people that wish you well and hope for the best in terms of your horse doing well.
Yeah.
People that I never knew and I've met for the first time. There's lots of people watching the horses and watching you as a person. And to get those positive feedbacks when you eventually meet these people and they tell you from when they're watching your horse and when they thought it was a good horse and so forth, it's very pleasing.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that because yes, we all know the racing industry, whether you're an owner, breeder, punter, worker, whatever it may be, has its high highs and its low lows. We understand that. But now we're focusing on the high highs. Yes, we've all had our low lows, but it must give you more encouragement and more hope and more drive to strive to do even better in the industry.
Yes, yeah, look, with Son of Raj and with Armagam, they have opened so many new doors and shown me a part of racing that I never knew existed. I mean, going up to Joburg for these awards, winning these Grade 1 races, meeting so many different people in the industry, so many good people. I've never met. Okay, I know there will be negativity.
Sure.
But I haven't come across any negative aura thus far with regards to my horse.
And if there is negativity, you don't want to hear it. So if there's someone talking negative, let them talk by themselves. You don't want to hear it. That's
Absolutely.
the way I look at it.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Absolutely. You agree? Leave me alone. You want to bring positivity? Let's chat. You want to be negative and nasty? Pass me by. Leave me alone. Quite right.
And Stephen, Son of Raj, you obviously bred him yourself.
Absolutely, yes. I bred him.
Where do you keep your horses?
At Summerfeld. Well, now they've moved down from Joburg. They were up at the Highveld with Weiho stable.
No, but you're breeding.
Your breeding stuff.
Oh,
The breeding stuff. Yeah.
It's with Eugene at Bolandstad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Eugene, a very good man to me. We've been good friends for many years. Very, very good, and what a gentleman as well.
right.
You also did some breeding with Weiho Stud as well in your early days as well.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it started there and okay. Down
Yeah, I
in
had
the
a
Cape.
few mares there, and I bred a few horses there as well.
Lady's name escapes me. What is her name from Weiho Stud?
A very nice lady as well.
It'll come to me. We spoke about her yesterday when we were discussing the KZN Breeders' Day. Anyway,
bloody memories going too.
terrible. But it's not only us. I was talking to Clifton Stud, Peter Blythe.
Well, did you forget his name?
No, Peter Blythe.
Oh, yeah.
And he's having a wonderful time at the moment, Clifton Stud. They're just booting home winners left, right and centre. And he was saying that, even at his age, he was saying, even when he was younger, it's terrible. You remember faces, you can't remember names. Mrs. Klug, isn't it? Ingrid Klug? Ingrid Klug.
Yeah.
There we go, Weiho Stud. You see, I told you it would come to me. Yeah, I told you it would come to me, Peter. So you're now in the Cape. Okay. And then you just got Friediana the mare.
Yes.
Is it just her, just the one, or have you got...
Yeah, look, during that COVID period, I've got rid of all the other mares, and I've cut down the entire breeding operation quite drastically down. Believe it or not, I actually sold Friediana in the auction for 5,000 Rand.
Sure.
And I went and bought her back for a phenomenal amount of money. And lucky I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
I was just cutting everything down. COVID was bad. I think it taught us a lot.
Yeah.
It taught many people a lot of lessons. So I'm glad I got her back. And sometimes you make these decisions and you live to regret them as well.
Well, that's life. But back to the big day when the group won. As you say, the wishes and the phone calls, etc. But soon after the race, Turffontein have got that little area there where the champagne, as have all the race courses, the champagne flows and the photographs are taken. I remember the buzz there. It was like there were a lot of people there, but not as many. It felt like there were 10,000 people standing there. That's what the atmosphere was like. And it must have been so proud for you to have had your family there with you, enjoying that celebration.
Yes, it was definitely one. I'm glad my family was with me to experience that moment. They are not really horse-going people, and for them I've been to many of my winners, and every winner is such a great moment.
Yes.
But to win that Grade 1, my first Grade 1, and to have my entire family there, and just that feeling was electrifying, and they all were on a hype, and they then understood exactly how I feel when my horses win. You have to be there, Warren. We can be sitting here even explaining in the podcast. People would not understand it unless you have a winner and you go through that motion.
And Stephen, that's why I urge everybody at every opportunity that I can, and I will continue urging everybody on every platform that I speak on, is that racehorse ownership is easily accessible today. You don't have to own 100% share in a horse. You can have the syndicate in Australia that won their big race. What's their biggest race called in Australia? The Melbourne Cup. There were 100 owners, 1% each. And in South Africa, there are a lot of syndicates that you can get hold of. I'm not going to list them because they'll say that I'm...
How much do you own of Kitty's Adventure?
A very small share, but it's a small share, but it is good enough to feel that you own 10 horses. So that is the point I'm making. Get hold of these syndicates, get hold of people, contact us on the podcast and let us steer you in the right direction. And it is affordable, and to enjoy that moment, because whether you own 5% or 55%, the feeling's the same.
Yeah, that's the feeling is it cannot be measured. So as you said, whether it's 5%, even the 100%, the feeling is just overwhelming. Just to be part of that moment and that event and that win, yeah, it's just priceless. Warren. Look, Weiho is a very calm, very level-headed trainer. So even if you talk to him, he's very cool, very humble.
I'd like to think you are too, very calm, level-headed, and obviously you get butterflies, you get nervous, you get a bit of anxiety. We're human beings, we all do.
Yes.
But I think with your temperament and Weiho's temperament, you're just going to enjoy the moment.
Yes, yeah. Look, Warren, we're very blessed to have a runner in the July. My family is very blessed. People that surround me, anyone that's associated with me, I can tell you when I talk to them, they actually bring out the light in me because of the excitement that they actually show. So even my family, everyone's excited. We can't wait for the July day. Win, lose or draw, we're just happy to be there.
Where are you racing from?
On
July Day.
On July Day, we've booked a suite in the Gravel Racecourse.
Okay.
Melanie was kind enough to arrange that for us. Look, it's a lovely suite, and I'm sure you will be joining us as well.
Well, that would be nice to come and have a drink, absolutely. But Melanie, talking of Melanie, and there's so many unsung heroes behind the scenes, and so many of our colleagues too, and Melanie and
Kayleen,
two lovely ladies, and bubbly, and
yes,
only can help anybody, and they're really good. So this is a shout out to Melanie and Kayleen, and for all that you do for all of us in the racing industry. But now let's rewind a little bit, because now we've got to the July and we're going to talk more. And I'm glad of as what you say, that you're approaching the Hollywood Bets Durban July as he's done you proud.
Yes.
He's done you proud. Yes, of course you want to win the Hollywood Bets Durban July, but if he didn't, you wouldn't love the horse any less. He's done you so proud. He's got nothing really to prove, has he?
Yes, look, Warren, the horses, together with Armagam, both these horses have done me, have done me so well in terms of my horse racing career. If nothing goes forward from here onwards, I'll be content.
Correct.
Yeah, so, we just want them to go and have a safe race, to pull out well, to pull up well the next day, and, pray to God that all goes well with them during the race. It's a very tough, rough race as well. Son of Raj in the main race is a young horse. He's only 3 years old, so he's like small boy being put amongst the big men there. So I feel for him, and look, if he turns out, obviously we all want, there's 18 runners that's going to be in the lineup, and we all want to win.
Sure.
The July, it will go down as history, and.
But you're going to enjoy it as a non-pressure, no pressure. You're going to go and enjoy the day, enjoy the race, and savor the moment, lap up all the moment. Because also, Stephen, and I'm sure we'll see you in the lead-up. There's so many functions. There's the cocktail party, the Gold Circle, Hollywood Bets cocktail party on the Thursday night, which I'm sure you'll be attending. There's draws, there's gallops, there's everything. So it's a great social week.
Yes.
Which you're going to enjoy. I mean, that and it's alone is a great excitement.
Yeah, Warren, look, I'm walking down this road for the first time, and I can tell you I'm enjoying every second of it. And there's not going to be anything that's going to be putting me down on it. Right up till the July day, as I said, win, lose or draw, we are going to enjoy every second of it.
Stephen, what I want to know is, how did you come up with the name Son of Raj?
Okay, look, I'm
Raj Bonzi.
No. I'm blessed to have two dads, and I've named Armagam and Son of Raj after my dads. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Raj on its own. The National Horse Racing Authority didn't allow Raj. So I was that night, and I was going through the emails, and the name was declined, Raj. Frank Robinson had a horse called Son of Silver. And then I just said, okay, let me just try Son of Raj. And it was accepted. So yeah, that's how we got the name Son of Raj.
And I think, my little 2 cents opinion, I think the name Son of Raj is beautiful compared to
Yes.
just Raj.
Yes.
It's yeah, but both names are outstanding, but I'm glad you ended up with Son of Raj.
Yeah, look, Warren, to tell you the truth, when I even named the horse Son of Raj, I expected it just to be a mediocre average horse. But believe me, this horse just burst into the scene.
Yeah.
Even when we took it up to Joburg, and when you did the podcast with me, we spoke about it briefly, and yeah, look, we were hopeful, but there was no guarantees that he's going to be where he is, where he's going to be now, and where he is now today. Imagine he's a horse in the July. Yeah.
Yeah. You won the Derby, and I mean, maybe a stupid question, but I mean, obviously you won the Derby, you got your automatic qualifier to get into the Hollywood Bets Derby in July. I mean, was there any even discussion? I mean, was it just a case of you and Weiho saying, well, we're in the July, we're going? I mean, there was no, did Weiho ever say, well, maybe we shouldn't, we should start? I mean, it was just a natural conclusion.
Warren, this is actually a stupid thing. When I was sending Son of Raj up to Weiho, he told me it's a Derby horse. And I, funny enough, jokingly told him this is a July horse.
So you both got your wishes.
I couldn't believe it because we knew Armagam was going to be a Gold Cup horse. So he wasn't our July horse. And yeah, so jokingly I told him, no, this is the July horse. But it wasn't in the sense that where I said, yeah, look,
this is the plan.
This is the pressure now. You must go for the July.
Okay.
Weiho, he always, when he saw Son of Raj, the first day he went down to the start, where he ran second. He phoned me and told me, this is a Derby horse. So he's got a good eye because without the horse even running in a race, he picked him out as a Derby horse.
Yeah. Has there been a jockey finalised for Son of Raj for the Hollywood Bets Derby in July?
Yeah, look, we're blessed to have Muzi Yeni, who's accepted the ride for both Son of Raj and Armagam.
Okay.
So yeah, look, we're glad that Muzi's on board with the lightweights, and I'm sure he'll do the horse justice.
Yeah. Now,
He won't be intimidated, that's for sure.
no, Muzi's a good, strong rider. Now, you're a man who dresses well, red always.
Yes,
in the Chetty household, has there been debates as to getting outfits? I nearly said uniforms. I don't know why I said uniforms. Outfits and suits and the ladies' dresses. I mean, is it going to be a sea of red?
Yes, absolutely. The red has to be there. I mean, the Stephen Chetty colors are red, so obviously the entire family will be wearing some sort of red. Yeah, I think as a family, we've decided, because we've got 2 horses on the day, Armagam and Raj, and they are both Indian-orientated names.
Yes.
I know Hollywood Durban July has got its theme.
Yes.
Out in space.
Yeah.
I'll be out of this world if we win. I'll be in space.
You will be in space. I think you will be if you win the Hollywood Bets Derby in July.
I tell you
I
what,
think you will be in space.
My body and soul will probably be doing cartwheels in the race course.
We'll see you running down the track. You'll do the 13th race. Will become early.
Early, absolutely early. But yeah, look. The good thing is that there's a buzz of excitement in the family.
Yes.
And yeah, the shopping is going on.
Okay,
and,
good.
Yeah, it's nice to see my family so excited about the event.
Yes.
And horse racing was just my thing and my uncle's thing. So now to see them also embracing it, getting involved in it, and having all this excitement. And always asking how the horse is doing, it just feels so good.
We've got to grow to the youngsters, the new generation. We've got to grow. The more people that we can spread the love of racing to, the better. So outfits are all getting ready, and I was just talking about outfits and how owners put so much thought into it. And just please remind me to talk to Stephen about Saratoga Dancer. But while we're on outfits, I had lunch with Mr. Stinky Poo at the races over the weekend. That's his nickname, and he loves his nickname, and he's the most wonderful human being, Mr. Pooey. And he's got a runner in the July, his first runner in the July ever, and he was showing me his suit. But now he runs the horse in partnership colours with New Atlas Racing and Mr. Stinky Poo as partners. He's had his whole outfit made. On the left-hand side, left leg, left everything, is the colours of New Atlas Racing, which are the 2 shades of blue. And on the right-hand side are his colours. So it does look a bit jumbled, but my, oh my, it looks outstanding. And that's the spirit, to get there, dress up and have a go.
Well, I remember before last year's July, we interviewed Greg Bortz. And then
Remember that? That's what won us the award.
And he had his flash
suit made. He showed us.
Pump and power.
That's
He
right.
took it out the cupboard.
He took it out the cupboard. We went to the oyster box. He opened up the cupboard, showed us his suit. It was beautiful, absolutely made in the colours of Pomp and Power, who is hopefully going to be a runner in the July this year. Okay, so the dress and everything. Now we're talking about Saratoga Dancer. Our family had a small share in a horse called Saratoga Dancer many years ago, which you will remember. And we ran in the July.
Yeah,
And we ran in the July. Yep, we ran in the July. And I tell you, we ran 5th.
Yes.
For a week afterwards, I couldn't get off the high, because even to run 5th it was like we won the race.
Yes.
And we just, like you, hoped for a clean run, good run. Even if he'd run last, we still would have loved him, and he owed us nothing. But I think whatever happens come the first Saturday in July, he's still going to be on that buzz. Whether you win, run second, or run 10th, you're going to be on such a buzz, because that is the pinnacle of horse racing.
Well, Warren, when we won the Derby, the Grade 1, I didn't sleep for 3 nights. I wasn't that high.
Okay.
So as I said, if the stars are aligned and fate has it that we happen to win the July with Son of Raj,
No sleep for a week.
just probably,
There's normally a July after party. I don't know if that still happens, but many years ago when Sean Terry won, I think with Pomodoro, I was lucky enough to be invited to that after party, and it was a great celebration at Mitchell Park. And I said to Michael Roberts as a joke during the week, if you win, there's an after party. He looked at me as if, and everyone I've spoken to about the after party looks at me like it doesn't happen anymore. I don't know if it does, but surely if you win the July, you'll have an after party.
In the old days,
definitely.
In the old days, there was always a steward's dinner.
Yes,
Black tie dinner.
Okay.
And that's fallen by the way.
But normally the jockey and then the trainer and the winning connections. Anyway, if you have a party and you happen to win, we want to be there.
Chatsworth.
We'll be there. Chatsworth, anywhere. Space, we'll go to Space if we have to.
This is a Chatsworth horse, Warren, and
it'll be a Chatsworth party.
It'll be in Chatsworth.
We'll see you in Chatsworth. If you happen to win, we'll be in Chatsworth, and it won't be for the first time. Now, there was something else I wanted to chat on. So outfits booked, everything booked. Yeah, I think that's really about it, that we get to talk about this great adventure, and just we want to talk a bit about the sales, we want to talk about the weekend's racing, so you stay with us and enjoy the plan. We're going to do quick fire. The team have got some questions for you, and I haven't even seen the questions, so quick fire they call it.
Not that I'm rude.
No, I'll never ask a rude question, but so we'll do that as well. But I think on the journey, we've covered that so well and so great. And just to, I've known you for many, many years from Nicholas's days. Actually, my memory's not so bad, John. Nicholas's
Yes.
days, and that's going back a good couple of years.
Absolutely.
And to see the journey and to see the joy on your face and the big smile, I mean, it's just exciting. And well done to you and your family. And we just wish you all the very, very best.
Thank you so much, Warren. Yeah, look, I hope it's a clean run race, and I hope everything goes well. I hope the horses do well for us. Just not Son of Raj, but Armagam is running the gold vase.
Okay.
So yeah, I always told my family, yeah, it's such a blessing it'll be such a blessing and achievement to have a runner on July Day, be it whatever, even if it's just the minor races.
Yes.
We never managed, except for Nicholas. He ran once, I think it was a 10th race or something.
Okay.
And that's the only time I went to the July.
Okay.
This time round, we have a horse in the gold vase, which is also a feature race, and unbelievable, we actually have a horse in the actual July.
Yeah.
You asked me this a year ago, I would
You
have
told me I'm mental.
Yeah, never.
The smile on his face says it all. And now that, of course, the horses are here for the season, you've been coming to visit them, you've been coming to Summerfeld often, so you're loving it.
Yeah, look, I love it. Yeah, so I'm just very grateful to be in this space, Warren. We got to thank God, thank our lucky stars to even have this experience. I mean, most owners will kill to actually have this type of experience, and this is an awesome feeling. It's an unforgettable moment in my life, that and my family's life and the people around us, that's sharing in this moment, and yeah, it will be with us and it will live with us forever.
Well, Andrew and I and Gold Circle, on behalf of the In the Box Seat podcast, are very pleased and proud to be with you along this journey. And please believe me, whatever happens on July Day, we'll be there by your side, cheering you on and celebrating the fact that you're in the race.
Thank you, Warren.
Now, just before we close up, I know that you breed your own horses, but there's the KZN yearling sale coming up. I need to put in a few days leave just to let you know I need to go to the sales.
Oh, I'm not the boss anymore.
No, but you can just authorise it anyway as the assistant boss. I know you breed your own horses, but would you be going to the sale? I mean, how's the string looking? Have you got any new ones coming through? Have you got, in time, will you be investing a bit more, breeding more? How's the string looking?
Yeah, look, Warren, there's a few sires that have grabbed my attention. So, you know, as much as I breed my own horses, I like to keep in touch with the sales.
Yes.
It's always interesting when you go through a catalogue and there's a horse that just jumps out and grabs you.
Yes.
And yeah, look, I'm always keen on sales and seeing what's for sale and trying to get new blood as well.
Well, what I can tell you is that being in the Midlands during the week and having a look at some of the stud farms that are sponsored and have races on the KZN Breeders' Day, there's some top quality horses going to the KZN yearling sale. It's on the 29th of June 2023, Suncoast Durban. I always think that there's a mark on the catalogue. With my OCD, I keep rubbing that because I think it's a piece of dirt. But it's a piece of hay in the horse's hair.
Well, blame your wife.
No. She didn't. Not. There we go. Not editing purposes. You want me to blame my wife? Do you want me to not get fed tonight? Okay, so that's the sale. Then, of course, there is the Cape Racing Sales Winter Mixed Sale for 2023 yearlings, broodmares, and weanlings. That's on Friday, the 16th of June, on the public holiday. That sale will probably be taking place while you're watching this podcast. So that's another one to advertise as well. Now, quick fire questions. Then Andrew and I are going to talk about the big day on Saturday. And then we're going to wrap up and have some breakfast at the Summerfeld Clubhouse, where it's open to the public and you're most welcome to come and enjoy this gorgeous venue. Now, quick fire questions. What they're saying is the first word or the first thought that comes to your mind as I give you the topic.
Right.
Okay. I know what the answer of the first one's going to be. And you know what, I'm going to have a bit of fun. Listen carefully to the questions because I'm going to give them to you too.
Okay.
So you're going to have your turn. So listen carefully. You're just getting a lucky chance. You're getting a heads up. You're getting the graft.
Can we swear on this?
No swearing.
No swearing.
I know the answer to the first question. First thing that comes to your mind. Hollywood bets, Durban, July.
Son of Raj.
Yeah, I was right. Next thing. Load shedding.
Darkness.
Cape racing.
Good quality horses.
Seafood.
Prawns.
He's a pro at this, man. He's a pro. Artificial intelligence.
Robots.
Manchester United.
Red.
Pickles.
Mango pickle.
Turfentine.
The best time of my racing career.
And the last one is, and I still can't get the pronunciation right, but you'll forgive me, Armageddon.
This year's Gold Cup winner.
Beautiful. Okay. Now, I can't, one or two I might have to leave out, because if I ask you about Armageddon, I mean, you know, well, maybe you think of something nice to say, you know, grumpy. Let's start from the top. Hollywood bets, Durban, July.
Oh, I'll be there.
Load shedding.
Load shedding.
Don't swear.
Pain in the arse.
Okay, we'll let that slide. It's an over 18 show. Cape racing.
Going good.
Seafood.
Me also. What do they call it? Calamari.
Calamari, okay. Artificial intelligence.
Stupidity.
Manchester United.
Oh, jeez. Manchester. I'm a Bolton man.
Okay. Pickles.
Acha.
Yeah, achar. Vegetable achar is my favourite too. Turfentine.
Long time since I've been there.
We need to change that. You need to get out of your hole in the Ashburton.
Bad traveller.
Bad traveller. Well, you didn't travel too badly to Seychelles.
Well, that was paid for.
And then Armageddon.
Gold Vase winner.
There you are. Okay, so that's the quick fire. Thank you to the team. They all got smiles on their faces like they enjoyed that. Let's quickly run through what's happening on Saturday, and then we're going to have breakfast, coffee, and enjoy the beautiful morning. 9 races at Hollywood Bets Scottsville, Saturday the 17th of June. It's the Track and Ball Derby and the Track and Ball Oaks. You did the race card. What do you like? Who do you like for the track? And have you had a look at the field? Because it's safe to ask you, who do you like for those races, or you just?
No, I haven't even looked at that.
Okay, that's fair enough. And people sometimes often ask me, what do you like tomorrow or today or on Thursday? I say, geez, well, I haven't even looked, and they look at you with big eyes. But the reality is, everyone finds time to look at the card, but when the time's right, we're busy. We don't study race cards all day.
Well, I'm 2 race cards ahead, so I've already forgotten what I wrote.
So the Track and Ball Derby, there's Airways Law, Aragosta, Salvatore Mundi, Shangani, Runaway Song, With Pleasure, Platinum Sky.
Runaway Song.
You went for Runaway Song, hey? Okay, I like Shangani. I think he's going to be too good for this field, and I've just got a feeling that he's going to absolutely adore Hollywood Bet Scottsville. Then the 7th race is the Track and Ball Oaks, Rocky Reef, Hold My Hand, Electric Surge, Bella Sacombe, Dawn of a New Day, Cape Town Beauty, None Other, Silver Links, Mel's Princess, and Light of the Moon.
Hold My Hand.
Okay. Hold My Hand. So you went for Hold My Hand. I'm taking a bit of a chance with an outsider for a place, Rocky Reef.
Yeah, I think Rocky.
Yeah, for a place, not a good thing, outsider. But I mean, that's a wrap from all of us. It's been fantastic to sit with Stephen, and the point, ladies and gentlemen, that we wanted to get to you was that you can own a racehorse, and the journey, how the journey has spiraled out of control. But we say that in a good way, spiraled out of control in such a magnificent way. From a maiden into the Derby, into the Hollywood Bets Derby in July. Stephen, we wish you all the very best, and thanks for being our guest once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Happy? We can wrap up?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Are you coming to Hollywood Bet Scottsville Saturday for the big races?
It's a toss-up.
Between that and
Fishing.
Staying at home? Okay, fishing. Okay, all right. I'll let you wait. I'll forgive you. That's a wrap from all of us. Thanks to our sponsors, Score 6, Score 10, Soccer 6, Soccer 10, all the soccer bets, and been great wins out there. There's been fantastic support from the punters, and to each and everybody for their constant support, we thank you. And of course to Tab Gold and Gold Circle and all of them that get behind this fantastic In the Box Seat podcast, Group 1 winning Equus Award podcast. Let's hope we win it again this year. But I think we've got opposition.
Have we?
From Vinga Media. But I don't know. We'll give them a go. We'll give them a go.
Yeah.
We'll give them a go. We'll try.
Yeah, and the mountain goats too. I see they've also got a some sort of thing
So
going.
we've got competition, but there was competition last time and we still won it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll have some fun nevertheless. But that's a wrap from all of us. I normally end the podcast by saying we'll see you in the number 1 box, which was where we will see you, please God. But I'm going to end it this way this time, because it's Stephen Chetty and it's Son of Raj. We spoke to part 1, we spoke to Stephen Chetty after the maiden win. Part 2, we spoke to Stephen Chetty after the Derby win. Well, let's hope there's a part 3 after the Hollywood Bets Derby in July win. Thank you for watching this week's episode of In the Box Seat podcast right until the very end. And we hope that you enjoyed it, because we certainly did. If you missed last week's podcast, In the Box Seat podcast with Andrew and myself, please go and watch it here. And last week's episode will be right there for you to go and enjoy and watch, as we know you will certainly enjoy In the Box Seat podcast from last week.